And welcome back to the Mississippi Association of Coaches Convention. I'm here with Mississippi State wide receiver coach Chad Bumphis. And, Coach, I see a lot of Mississippi State coaches here today.
Absolutely. The entire staff is here. If you know Coach Arnett, you know how important it is to recruit this state and get around some of the high school coaches and get to just hang out with everybody, meet some of the ones you haven't met. And it's a good deal. It's a good time to be here.
You played at Mississippi State from 9 until 12. Very successful wide receiver, kick returner, and it's got to be exciting after you went off and did your thing away from the state of Mississippi to be able to come back, not only a coach at Mississippi State, but be able to recruit as well.
Absolutely. Again, everybody asks, I got into coaching to take this job, so feels really good to be home. And again, you get to recruit this state, and the athletes that are in this state are unbelievable. So we just want to find the right ones and keep them at home, develop them, and get them graduated, get them drafted in the NFL.
Once you left Mississippi State and you become that assistant coach, and you have to forgive me, is it Utah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. Tell us what you learned at Utah that you were to bring back to Mississippi State, and you were able to use both out on the recruiting and of course the field of play when you're coaching wide receivers.
Yeah, Utah's a great program now. Learned a lot. Coach Kyle Whittingham, the head coach there, Hall of Fame college football coach, playing under Andy Ludwig, who's the offensive coordinator. And again, just the biggest thing for me was the difference in recruiting West Coast kids and recruiting kids in the South. Different kind of kids, but similar as far as the tactics and the things you do during the recruiting process. So, I mean, you could go on and on about what you learned and just the program that Coach Witt runs and the structure and the physicality. I tell everybody this: Utah is the Pac-12 version of what Mississippi State is in the SEC. Similar programs, built the same, the core values, everything's the same, just in different coasts.
Specifically, the state of Mississippi. I know you're very, very honed into the state. What makes that Mississippi high school athlete different than the other athlete? Because it appears these last couple of classes of Mississippi players has been really good.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is the toughness, just the physicality, everything that they go through. And the one thing I love about recruiting Mississippi kids is they continue to get better every year after year after year. You get a kid that's very raw as a high school kid that hadn't done a lot of training, may not know how to the proper techniques to do everything, but you put a football out there and they're going to play ball all day, right? So once you get them in your program and you can develop them and coach them, I mean, now you got all conference players, you know what I mean, all American players. And I think that goes a long way just because you see them get better every single time they step on a football field.
You're an incredible wide receiver during your time at Mississippi State. What's something that you learned as a player that you've been able to pass along to student athletes on the field of play now as a wide receiver coach?
Again, the biggest thing for me was just understanding what you're trying to do, right? Understanding why you're doing what you're doing, right? It's one thing to be able to do it, but once you know why you're doing it, now you really understand it and you're able to, hey, I may not get the ball on this play versus this coverage, but I understand why it's important that I do that.
I know you're excited about Coach Zach Arnett, and this is his first year as head coach. What makes him just a little bit different than the other guys in the SEC?
I think he's not from here, but he is a Mississippi State kind of guy. He's a ball coach now. He loves football. He brings that toughness that Mississippi State's always been built on. And he understands the state. He knows how important it is to recruit and keep the best players here. And that's all you can ask for, right? That's what you want. You want to be around somebody who wants to keep the great players in this state at home in maroon and white.
He's Chad Bumphis, terrific wide receiver at Mississippi State. Now he's the school's wide receiver coach, and he's hitting that recruiting trail hard. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.